Hi there, it's Eric. If you happen to stumble across this video somehow, other than the fact that I posted in Discord, uh, what we're talking about, this is for Dimitri, who I want to say kind of called me out on how I was using Stow to manage my dot files. And I've got to come clean. I don't remember where I learned this technique. I don't know if it's technically the correct way to be using Stow. But it's something I've been doing for a while, and it works fairly well, so I can stop doing it. I think I'm using it correctly, but people have alluded to that Stow is actually used for compiled applications. So, like, when you have different compiled apps that you don't install through packages and stuff, if you wanna port around with you would use Stow for that. I don't know exactly, but to be fair, I'll just say that it's not very clear what it's used for, and after Dimitri mentioned it, I did do some Googling. I found a couple websites that show you how to use it like I use it, but there weren't a lot. It wasn't very clear. So GNU Stow is what we're talking about today, and it does say that GNU Stow is a Symlink farm manager, which I'm not sure what that means, which takes distinct packages of software and or data located in uh, separate directories of the file system. So, yeah, not very clear. It makes them appear to be installed in the same place. So, yeah, I kind of guess I understand the confusion. Got to be honest with you. I don't think I've ever been to this site. I don't think I've ever actually read what Stow was. It's one of these packages I've always installed and just kind of used. So this could be very embarrassing to me for me because maybe I'm doing this completely wrong and somebody's going to say, "No, don't do that. There's a million reasons why you shouldn't be doing that." But for the reasons for this video, I am going to go ahead and show you how I use it. And if I'm wrong, I'm wrong. Feel free to let me know why I'm wrong. But if I'm not wrong, maybe you'll learn something new. All right, so we'll start with my um, system here. And the easiest way for me to show you is kind of walk you through something. So for me, Tmux, if I run Tmux, I have a big setup here, right? And the reason I have this setup is when I go to my config file, I have a bunch of things installed, a bunch of customization done. Even basic things, but as far as how I number my windows, how you know Windows will like if I add windows to it like this. So now I have down here I have one, two. Let's add one more here. I have three. So if I go to window two and I exit this, it will renumber window three to window two. Boom, like that. That's a personal preference I have. Uh, this is not a Tmux tutorial, so if you're interested in my Tmux configuration, let me know. Maybe I'll do a video on that. But I just want you to see that there are specific things I have set up in my Tmux, which includes a bunch of plugins and other things. Not really relevant for this video. But if ls this grep Tmux, you'll see that these two files. Well, this is a folder and this is a file, and they're just symlinks to my Dropbox, which is very convenient. This is one of the reasons why I don't have my Dotfiles as a GitHub repo because I keep them in Dropbox, so I really don't run the risk of losing them. I can't share them as easily, and I keep telling myself I will do that. Matter of fact, I even think this is a repo. I kind of get weirded out because like I'll slip in like personal, yeah, not personal information. That would be weird, but like keys and stuff occasionally in some of my dot files, not tmux, obviously. So I've been trying to separate dot files from like secure dot files and things like that. I just haven't reached the comfort level to share my dot files. Again, not what this video is about, but just give me a little background. So you see, these are all symlinks. So if I rmrf this, will tmux.star this or tmux star it, I can't see what could possibly go wrong there. And then if I run tmux now, it just doesn't run at all. Uh, why is that happening? That that shouldn't happen. Oh, because I'm in a TMUX session. Wow. See, I live in TMUX sessions. I'll show you a quick little secret. If I do this, these are all my TMUX sessions. I have several TMUX sessions that I keep running at any particular time. Um, Again, if you're interested in my TMUX config, let me know. I'll do a video of it. But let's exit out of this because that was a little bit of a mistake. But again, those files are still gone. Grab TMUX, they're gone. So now if I fire up TMUX again, this doesn't impact my existing TMUX session because it was loaded with those config files. But you see, I don't have it anymore. Matter of fact, I had my key bindings are even all wrong. Um, so yeah, so I lost all my nice things that I normally have with TMUX. All right. Um, and I still think I actually have the TMUX. I think I have the TMUX. Let's do something. We're going to do TMUX servers. What is the server? No. Watch this. TMUX. That doesn't work. I need. This is getting a little off track here, but don't want that either. I have Vim bindings in my command line, which, if you're wondering why, I'm not going to worry about it. I need to stop the TMUX server because the config file is still loaded from all the previous sessions. But irregardless, you see there's a difference in TMUX. All right, so let's get to what this video is actually about. All right, so I'm going to go over to my Dotfiles. I have Dotfiles for Linux. I keep Dotfiles separately a little bit for Linux and Mac OS. A lot of that's because the way I handle Dotfiles or the way I copy to the system keyboard or system clipboard is different on Linux and Mac. So I've been keeping this separate. I'm sure I can write some sort of detection of, hey, is this a Linux system? Is this a Mac OS? And then do it. I don't worry about that. I just keep different dot files. If I go back one, you'll see I have my archive dot files. I have Linux. I have OS. We're just worried about Linux. All right. So if we look at this, you see I have multiple folders. So each one of these folders is an example of a dot file that I have that I manage through this system. The nice thing about this workflow that I use is that it allows me to keep multiple configurations for an application and then easily swap between them. So you can see with my NeoVim, I have different NeoVim configs that I will pop into and swap between because I'm testing different configurations and seeing which one I like. Um, these are other apps. MyCLI is a great MySQL database client. Warp Drive. That's how you see me jumping around a lot. I use a ZSH plugin called Warp Drive. ZSH itself is managed this. The one we're worried about is TMUX, right? So we've already nuked our TMUX setting. So let's go into TMUX, right? This is the folder, TMUX folder. All right. So Dropbox, .files, Linux, TMUX. LS, there's nothing there. And the reason why is, had you paid attention earlier, you would have noticed that these were hidden files. So if I do an ls-al, they are there. So these are the same files that are in the root folder. So that's the key here that you have to remember, is that within this folder, my TMUX folder, everything I want Stow to manage, I do it in relation to my home directory. So I had the tmux.conf file, and then I had the directory of tmux. And this is all being done based on my home directory. So if I go back, trying to think of a better example to show you of that. I can show you my SSH. Let's go into the SH. LS dash all. Here's an example. So multiple files in here, a .zshrc, a directory for oh my zsh, because that's the framework I use with my zsh, and I have a custom alias file. All this, if I were to use Stow to restore, is all based on my home directory. All right. So what that looks like, uh, let's back out one more. Let's clear this. Let's tmux one more time so we don't have all the fancy bottom stuff anymore. All right, so it's very simple at this point. So there's nothing special about the dot files. The dot files are the same. Nothing unusual there. If I type in stow -vst tilde, because that's my home directory. So that's saying, hey, I want you to symlink everything in the tmux folder based on my home directory. So I can actually change that. And then I tell it tmux, which is the name of the directory I want it to start running those links to. So I hit that, boom, it's done. So if I ls-all, my home directory again, let's go ahead and grab tmux again. See, the links are back. If I do a tmux, you see everything's restored, just like that. Nothing really that fancy. Yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. The cool thing about it is smart. So if I were to run that again for some reason, um, it just knows. Also, let's do this. Let's RMF that again. So tmux files are gone. Let's go back to our dot directory. Oh, no, no, no. No, let's go back. Let's go back to the home directory, and we're going to create a .tmux .conf file. We don't put anything in it for now. We'll just create it. So if we do ls-all, we have a tmux.conf file there now. Okay, now that we have that, let's go back to our dot file directory again. Let's go ahead and do stow again. And Stow was smart enough to say, "Hey, I'll go ahead and symlink this one directory for you, but you have an existing tmux.conf file, so I'm not going to link that because I don't want to, blow away anything you have. I'm sure there are like force commands or anything like that that I could use, but if I let's go back to here, do ls-all tmux again." Boom. Oh, I actually didn't even link the directory. I thought it did. Yeah. Well, it didn't. So let's go ahead and remove this now. Okay. Warp drive back to tmux directory. Get this out and let's run it one more time. So I don't even remember what the switches do. VST is just always what I ran, and boom, it works. It's really that simple. That's all there is to it. There's nothing else to really show you there. This is my way of managing dot files, and there's probably cooler things you can do with it. There's probably things you can really trick it out with. Not really my thing. So yeah, if you like this and you're curious about my tmux session, let me know, and maybe I'll show you that. But yeah, that's pretty much all I have here. Hope you enjoyed this. Um, Besides that, yeah, if there's anything else you want me to show you, I'd be happy to show you that. But we will say this is it for this. Dimitri, I hope I taught you something, and I hope you find it useful. Cool.